I would talk about this goddess called Genie Nemi, who trained me in magic. She ruled wicked spirit called incubus and succubus. She also ruled the ladies of cemetery, ladies of toilet and ladies of forest. Her mission is to send these spirit to possess even more men and women and undermine marriage. These spirit are responsible for spiritual marriage. They are the power of darkness. There are also human that use the power of Genie Nemi to enter into marriage with people. When I see a woman in the day and court her, if she refuse I will come in the night with power of Genie to molest her. This is a dangerous power for marriage. When people that are in marital home are being visited by the spirit of incubus and succubus, the consequence is that they won't enjoy sex anymore. A woman would not like sleeping with her husband anymore because she is satisfied in the spirit by a spiritual partner. These spirit can cause divorce and must be confronted. You cannot take them lightly. You will need a lot of prayer, and speak to men of God for prayer. These spirit cause miscarriage and barrenness. Some people enjoy sex in the dream, and they are possessed. There is a category of demon called the spirit of bedroom. They promote nudity. Today people are dressing in the public as if they are in their bedroom, with miniskirt, legging, see-through clothes, that are encouraged by demon of bedroom. Those who live together without legal marriage and dowry are influenced by these categories of demon. Many things that people do on the bed in the last day give legal right to demon, like the use of condom. It is demonic and is an open door to the enemy. Condom come from the world of Goldis, where they are demon collector, who come to earth to collect condom having men's sperm. When you throw the condom with your sperm in the bin or toilet, these places are called magic post, where demon collector come to pick them because there is life in the sperm, and they would take these sperms to the dimension of Goldis, where they are firm, companies and corporation. These companies mix men's sperm with lotion and perfume that they make there. These items strengthen the power of sexual impurity in the world. You will notice that since the arrival of the condom there is no restriction. Fornication is proliferating. One day Jeanine came to see me and said, "Time has come for you to convince us you are in our camp." I said, "What am I supposed to do?" She said, "You must marry a woman from our kingdom." I told Jeanine, "I will answer you later." I went to visit my master that initiated me into Indian magic. He said, "It's a good opportunity. Just tell Jeanine that you don't want another woman but you want to marry her." When I met Jeanine and I told her that I wanted to marry her, she said, "No way, I am a very superior spirit. I have millions of ladies, you just need to choose one." I insisted because my master told me you must insist. Then Jeanine left me. In the next occasion when she came to see me I continued to insist. Then she invited me to join her in her world. My master said, "When you get there, don't be scared of whatever to see and don't be astonished, and shower her that she is the one that matter." In the night I went to the cemetery at midnight because the portal of Jeanine world is at the cemetery. The world where Satanists traveled is called the Pandemonium worlds, meaning the world of all demon. The dictionary define it as the capital of hell. The Pandemonium world is divided in three: the Tartarus world, the Palium world and the Astral world. At the cemetery there is a dimensional wall, between the real world and the Pandemonium. After breaking the dimensional wall I saw a staircase. I climbed at the top and I saw a road. After walking on the road I saw a barrier. I was asked, "Who brought you here?" I show these spirits the invitation of the goddess Jeanine. The Palium world where I was heading is in the world Armstrong. When I reach her city and I show the guard the invitation, at that moment I saw a Mercedes coming. Mercedes is a popular car brand that can be found in the world of Satan where it come from. I did not travel in the spirit for I came to this world with my body and my clothes of the earth. I had to change and dressed all black. When the Mercedes arrived I saw that a skeleton figure was driving the car. The guard said, "This is your driver. Every time you come to the world Armstrong this driver would be driving you." I got in the car and the skeleton figure drove off. I was curious. In this plane of existence I saw unseen spirit of all kind that I never saw before. They had human bodies but heads of animal. I saw demon that were by face, meaning on the left side of the face it was a bird and on the right side of the face it was animal, but many spirit were deformed in this dimension. I asked the driver about it, and he said, "On earth where you come from there is a name. When people invoke that name, It caused all these deformation. I asked what is that name. He said it is not up to me to tell you that name. Then we arrive at the burrow of the demon Johnny Walker. The skeleton figure introduced me to him. For the demon Johnny Walker dwell in the world Armstrong. He is exactly the way he is presented on the beer Johnny Walker. I remember before leaving this realm, Johnny Walker offered me a box of his beer that I brought back to Earth, and many innocent drank with me. Johnny Walker always seems angry, and when he speaks it is as if he is yelling at you and threatening you. Because he speak that way, he encouraged me and asked me to visit him often. Then we left Johnny Walker and arrive in a burrow managed by the spirit called Mary Rose. This is a demon that has helped the musician Coffee in his album The Children of Magic of London. Today not only world celebrity but also Christian musician are resorting to evil spirit to be successful. After talking to Mary Rose she said continue your journey because the goddess Jeanine is waiting for you. When I got to Jeanine Palace, the driver led me inside and showed me two ladies. They seem like twin and were extremely beautiful. Those have seen Siren of Water knows that they have a beauty that you cannot imagine. On Earth there are ladies who also have these kind of beauty, which is just a reflection of the beauty of Siren. These ladies organize a feast for me, where I ate a chicken. It was just to seduce me and lie to me that I can live terrestrial life here. These ladies brought the champagne Laurent Perrier Cuvée Rose. When we had drunk we went to the room. I was sleeping on the bed with two ladies on my left and right. On that day I did not know their name, but many days later Jeanine said that they were the goddess Jacqueline and the goddess Chantal. As we were on the bed, at some point they began to tease me. I noticed that the power of seduction of Siren is so intense that to resist them is a problem. The Bible say resist the devil and he will flee. You can rebuke him. The Bible say cast out devil, you can cast them out. But the Bible said flee from fornication. The Bible did not say resist fornication. These two ladies tried to seduce me but failed. They told me you now can go to the living room for Jeanine is waiting for you. When I went there I saw Jeanine smiling. She said I am happy that you have resisted them. I can see that you love me. The wedding will be prepared. I was going back to Earth when on my way I saw fire burning and I could not pass. I remember the words of my master not to fear anything. I entered the fire and found myself at the cemetery. I closed the grave through incantation. My master congratulated me and said since you were able to resist you are heading somewhere. Few days later Jeanine came to talk to me about the wedding preparation. She said the dowry you will pay for this marriage is the water of the Red Sea, which is human blood. Spirit don't need money or physical items. I went on to offer a human sacrifice. May the Lord be glorified because he was forgiven me. I have sacrificed an innocent soul. On the day of the wedding I went to the cemetery and traveled to the world of Pelium. I arrive in a hall full of people and spirit. They said behold the husband of the goddess and Siren of Water Jeanine. It was the first time for me to see Lucifer as he came for my wedding. A music of my country was played for my pleasure, and the music of Elvis Presley was played for the devil pleasure, because he liked rock music. Now that I was married, I could not marry a terrestrial wife. We were served the champagne Laurent Perrier Rose. Jeanine gave me a necklace that had a sculpture of an infernal animal of the spirit world. After the wedding, one day I traveled to the world Armstrong. Jeanine said the children would like you to be with them all the time, but you spend most of your time on Earth. I said when the time will come I will be with them. Days later Jeanine said, I want to make you visit a world that you don't know. She was talking about the astral world. Then we began our journey in the unseen world. We arrive at a place where there was a barrier. They could not question me because I was with Jeanine. After passing the barrier I saw on the left a camp. It was written the camp of the worker, and on the right there was 3 ways. The first was the world of slaves, the second was the world of goddess, and the third was the abode of the dead. We moved forward and arrived before the crossroad, where we saw a spirit, called Prince Thalos. He had 1 eye on the head instead of 2, and he was holding an ark. He is the delegated authority of Satan who rule the astral world. Jeanine explained to him that we had come to visit the astral world. When we had passed this prince, we arrived before 3 building, called the House of Spirits. She said the demon of that work in the furnace work here. We continue to move and arrive before 4 building, She said, what you see is the bank of babies. It is controlled by the goddess Helen. Baby were crying all the time in this place. Helen said these are baby that are aborted. They are asking for justice and accusing their mother and father that aborted them. If you aborted the child, before the gate of heaven they will accuse you and ask for justice. Bloodshed by human will be reclaimed by God. Often people get baby from the satanic bank of Satan when they consult charlatan. These day people are giving birth to demons who used to live the earth long before they were born. I was a charlatan and people came to me for they wanted to be able to deliver. They were barren. I used to go to the market. Even if a mother is 1 month pregnant I would know, and thanks to my magical stick I just needed to touch her tummy, and then I would invoke the baby that I will transfer in the womb of my customer. The woman would have miscarriage. When we had left the bank of babies of the goddess Helen, we arrived before a building that were called House of Laborer, where demon who work inside oven cauldron. We passed and arrived before a tunnel that led to a place called Purgatory. It took us 2 days to cross this tunnel, and inside this tunnel I saw people who were tortured by ferocious reptiles of all kind. There was only screams and gnashing of teeth. No one could help them for they were abandoned to their fate. I witnessed torture and torment for 2 days in this tunnel, and I was not touched because I was with Jeanine. Finally, after reaching the end of the tunnel we arrived before a place called Purgatory. Brother, a place called Purgatory exists in the astral world, but not in the way it is presented in the Catholic Church, where they claim that people will be punished for 40 days and their sin will be erased and then they will go to paradise. Let me warn you that there is no repentance after death. As long as you live you can make a decision to confess your sins and start a new life in Christ. For when death comes it's either the place of rest or the place of torment and it's final, redeemed time because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. In the purgatory there were 2 chambers, the chamber of whipping and the chamber of fire. There were people inside the chamber of whipping. They were to be whipped for 20 days by 6 demons. During that 20 days there would be no rest because spirit don't get tired. I mean when a spirit begin to whip you he will not stop or rest until the 20th day come. Then you will be transferred to the chamber of fire, where you will be burned for 20 days. You will suffer before the lake of fire. This is the organization of Lucifer. The devil is more wicked than you could imagine. When we left the purgatory we arrive in this place called Gereza, a prison of souls that were sacrificed to Satan. There were also people who were alive on earth in this prison. Every time Satan wanted to drink blood demon killed people on earth. Those who are already in this prison. There were numerous people in this place. When we left this prison we arrived to a place called the furnace. My estimation is that this furnace was 30 kilometers. Souls were brought here in order to burn in the furnace before being taken to the purgatory. Then we went to a place called the ashes. These were ashes of souls that were cast to the place of torment. I did not visit the place of torment until I came to Christ who took me there. Jeanine gave me oath in order to cross is the ashes and avoid damage. Then we arrive in a camp. There were many streets in this camp, but the name of these streets were not like on earth. There were street of fornicator, street of thieves, street of gossiper and so on. People were imprisoned in these streets according to their sin. You may wonder what if a person is at the same time thief, fornicator and criminal. The truth is that every man on earth has a special sin that he enjoys the most. And if that sin is pride or bitterness he will be taken to the street of the pride or bitterness. When we left this place we arrive in a department called Slaves Quarter. In this place I saw the musical celebrity called Franco Luambo. The way I found him here I was stunned. He was chained like a slave with padlock on the mouth. I said to Jeanine, this man was a great master in Satanism. Why is he here? She said, don't worry. You will not be here when you die because you are faithful, you will be with me and the children. But Franco Luamo had betrayed us. At the end of his life he went to confess in the church and give up many power we gave him, but he kept some power because he thought if he gave up all his power someone might kill him. He betrayed us by going to church. Since he did not surrender completely we seized the opportunity and kill him before losing him. Had Franco surrendered completely in that church where he went to confess he would have been saved. If you are watching me and want to abandon your sinful life, you can't have double heart, you must surrender completely. In this slave quarter we got to another place where I saw a late young man of our city. He was here in the slave quarter bound in chain. He told me, "Please tell my family not to come here. Tell them to go to church and accept the Lord in order to avoid this place." I could not do what he was asking because his family would ask me, "How did you meet him?" And I cannot tell them that your son wants you to come to Christ to avoid the suffering he is going through, because I was a soldier of Satan, and I was fighting the Lord of Light. When we had left the slave quarter we arrive in a dimension where I saw